Hello. Thank you very much. My name is Agnes Kalibata. I'm the Minister of Agriculture from Rwanda. Listening to what has been going on, there are a number of issues definitely that come to mind, but I'll just give you a snapshot what is happening on my side in Rwanda. 4 years ago, 2006, Rwanda was a terribly food insecure country. 20 out of 30 districts were food insecure. So talking of policy issues and policy direction and lead, Rwanda is a very good example of where having the appropriate leadership in place can work miracles. We had a budget of less than 3%. We have since moved to 10% of the budget in agriculture, and we have moved from 20 of the districts being food secure to all the districts being food secure. Now, the question is, for us, being food secure at the national level is great. It's what we are looking for. But when you look to the details of this, it's not all clean. There are people who are falling through the cracks. There are people who we are not reaching. Who are these people? Everybody has been talking about them. The women, the female-headed households, the people who have very little or no land, no access to land, the laborers. These people are not being reached by most of the programs that we have put in place. Much as they are quite targeted, much as poverty was really the issue, but we are not reaching these people. A number of programs have been put in place to see how we can reach some of these most affected people. The real issue here was, when you look at the details of what is going on, the real issue came out that it's not that they don't have access to food. It's the type of food. It's what they're eating. It's how often they're eating it. And apparently, lack of animal protein came out very clear as an issue. Now, I know a lot of people are vegetarian, and I know a lot of people do actually get a lot of protein from vegetables. But the question for me to this audience is, how much does a person require? Because we are eating those proteins. Our farmers are eating beans every day, but why are they still having these problems? How much do they require to be able to meet their health needs? Why is it that the ones who have no access to animal protein are the ones who are falling through the cracks? How do we need to support them? Anyway, in our country, we developed programs. We have the 1 cow per poor household program that targets some of these very poor programs. We have the 1 cup of milk per child for the schools that are in the very most susceptible districts. We have the kitchen garden. The kitchen garden is different in this case because it targets the people who have no land, and we're trying to help them build small vegetable gardens around their houses. And we have a number of other programs. The question is, are they enough? Are they targeted enough? Here people are talking about leveraging agriculture, but what we are doing in agriculture is building food security. Africa has the most food insecure people. Africa also has the most malnutritionally insecure people. Now, leveraging agriculture is not going to be sufficient. The money that is in agriculture is going to target food security. It's not going to target nutritional security. Something else has to be done. Because we are doing vouchers, we are doing all sorts of programs, but we are not reaching the people we are supposed to be reaching. So there's need for, when HIV/AIDS came, there were health programs in place, but we went in with specific programs to target HIV/AIDS that had nothing to do with the health programs that were already in place. That's how we're able to manage how we are managing this situation today. Same thing with malnutrition. There's so much food insecurity around that leveraging agriculture is not going to be sufficient. It's going to be about targeting malnutrition, going after those people who are most susceptible to malnutrition, and having programs in place to do that. And I know I don't have a lot of time, but someone mentioned the land issue. In Rwanda, land is not the issue for women. Women have full access to land. A husband cannot sell land without getting clearance from his wife. It's by law. A husband cannot mortgage land in a bank without getting a permission from his wife. It's by law. All these are in the law, but it still doesn't protect, women and children from malnutrition. So there are certain things that work at the big picture level, at the agricultural level, but they won't work for these families. So really, for me, the message is: are we doing enough in terms of what we are doing? Here we have lots of professionals here in nutrition. Are we studying enough? Are we looking at problems enough for these people? The iodine, look at how we solve the iodine problem. Do we have problems like that can target people who have little access to incomes that will just deal with some of the protein issues that we are dealing with? Can we have more targeted financing and not feel comfortable that there's financing out there in the agricultural sector that is going to be appropriate? Can we have institutions? Because the thing that kept coming out here, institutional arrangements for nutrition are not clear. I talk about it. Recently, my president went out and found a woman who was sick in hospital. It was malnutrition. Now, is he going to ask the Minister of Agriculture, or is he going to ask the Minister of Health? Because all she needed was food, the right amount of food, but she was hospitalized. So now who was supposed to have dealt with that problem? Who is dealing with that problem? Well, how do we get that place? What institutions do we need to take away from here? So the messages coming out of here need to be very clear on financing, need to be very clear on institutional issues, and they need to be very clear on what we are doing as researchers and scientists on nutritional quantities for people who have no access to land. Thank you very much.